group this evening will be the candidates running for the 284th Judicial District Judge. And one thing I didn't cover, we asked that all the candidates, and I know that this is just something we got to say, please keep it clean. Don't talk bad about the other candidates. Just tell us why you are the best candidate. And this evening, speaking first, will be Ms. Kristin Bays.
Thank you so much. So my name is Kristin Bays. I'm running for judge of the 284th District Court, and if you elect me to this position, let me promise you all these things that I will not be doing for you. I will not reduce your taxes. I will not take care of building your roads. I won't take care of having any kind of drainage plan. Because being a judge is part of the non-political branch of government. I don't get to stand here and tell you that if you vote for me, I can change your life. Unless you show up in this court. At the point in time where you find your way into the 284th District Court, it becomes critically important to see who the judge is. And really the thing that you need to look for is you want somebody with the experience, the knowledge, a legal scholar related to the work that the court does. So the 284th District Court handles civil cases. So if you get sued, or if you know someone who needs some suing, you're very likely to land in this court. You need a judge who's got the experience with civil litigation, and I do. That's what I studied at the Baylor Law School. I was named editor-in-chief of the Law Review. I graduated summa cum laude. And that's been the area of my expertise as a practicing attorney for more than 24 years. But what you also want is somebody who has an eye on their community. Someone who's a part of this community. Now, Ms. Linzer can tell you that she was born and raised in Montgomery County, and she's got me there. I was born and raised in Lubbock. And that should give me the sympathy vote. When I graduated from high school, I went to Baylor University, and then I went to the Baylor Law School, which means I did 7 years of hard time in Waco. So if the Lubbock thing didn't give me the sympathy vote, surely that does. I graduated from law school, I got a job in Houston, I went and lived there for a little while. It did not take long for me to think, no. So I got a job in Montgomery County. I moved here in 1995, and I have never looked back. This is the place where I met and married my husband, 21 years. This is where I've had and raised my children, and this is where I've worked, where I've represented people in this community, at the courthouse, in this county. This is what I've done. I've never worked in another county. I've never turned away. I've always been here. It's because of that community involvement, it's because of that legal expertise that I've gotten a lot of endorsements in this race. Some names that you might recognize, like retired Sheriff Joe Corley, like Constable Ryan Gable. And there's one name that might be vaguely familiar to you all. A guy named Ed Reinhardt. Ed, are you in the audience? Well, he was outside earlier, so perhaps he's gone on to bigger and better things. But Ed Reinhardt has endorsed me because he knows me. He knows that I've been part of this community. And point in fact, I live in Precinct 4. He's seen the work that I've done for people in East County. He's seen the work that I've done for people in Montgomery County as a whole. He knows that the work that I did with Judge Claudia Laird at County Court of Law No. 2 was a real benefit to some of the most vulnerable people in our community. And he knows that I'm a civil litigator. And what this court needs is someone with that civil litigation experience to handle this civil litigation court. So Ed Reinhardt has endorsed me, and I hope that you will too. Now, I've got to tell you that if you're tuned into Facebook, you might have heard that in actuality I have fewer than 10 trials under my belt. And I'll tell you that when I heard that, that really hit me where I live. I really pride myself on being a civil trial attorney. That's how I define myself. That's what I do. So I certainly was taken aback to learn that I had far fewer trials, as was my mom. But that got the Conroe Courier involved, and I would encourage you to take a look at the article that they published last Wednesday, February 7th. They did their own independent investigation to find out just how much experience I have, and they reported correctly from all the documents they looked at. I've handled more than 700 civil cases. More than 80 of them have made their way to trial. More than 30 of them have gone through the appeals system, including to the Texas Supreme Court. This is what I do. That experience matters to you, and I know it's not overly interesting, but if you found your way to the 284th District Court, suddenly it becomes all important. That's sort of the nature of running to be judge. I can't change your life unless you land in the court, and then I have the power to do just that. You've got to pick the right person. And I'm the right fit for this court. So says Supreme Court Justice Scott Brister, who remarked Kristin Bass was one of the best civil advocates I saw in my years on the Supreme Court. Her intelligence, demeanor, and grace under pressure make her an ideal candidate for judge. We need ideal candidates to become great judges for Montgomery County. That's my mission, and I'm asking you to stand with me by voting for Kristin Bass. Thank you for being here this evening.